back to the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. If you need a roof, make sure you call Ireland Contracting. They're the best in the business. That's why they're #1 in Pittsburgh. 1-800-NEW-ROOF. Not only do roofing, they do siding, they do gutters. They do anything you need. Windows, anything you need, give them a call. I encourage you to do that because I would. 1-800-NEW-ROOF for Ireland Contracting. Give me a call right now on the Borders and Borders hotline, 412-575-2600. Line is the number, and let's go out to Mark out in Carrick. What's up, Mark? How you doing?
Hi, Rich. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for calling.
I got a prop bet for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Best prop on the board is team total sacks. The Rams minus half a sack is plus 140. New England was tied for the third lowest amount of sacks in the NFL, 30. Rams were middle of the pack at 45. They obviously have a superior defensive line. There's probably some hidden edge there.
Yeah, I remember looking at sacks last year, and there weren't too many in last year's game, if I do recall. I'm not sure, but I like the total yards and the touchdown. I haven't really looked at them all. I kind of glanced over them, but I'm going to look at them more. But I just wanted to hear what you guys have to say. So you're saying take the over in sacks is what you're saying?
No, team total sacks made.
Team total sacks made, minus half.
Yeah.
So you're saying the Rams are going to have more sacks than the Patriots?
Yeah, and it's plus 140.
Okay.
And
Sounds like a good one.
The third lowest sack total of the year, and the Rams have their defensive line. They're middle of the pack in total sacks, 45. But and if you look at circumstances, I think the Rams are going to get a lead, and New England's game plan of running is going to go out the window, and Brady will be throwing a lot. So they'll definitely have their opportunities.
Yeah, and the one thing the Patriots like to do, they keep these close. They're not going to run away with it. So I could see the Rams scoring first, like you said, and then maybe the Rams just kind of going after Tom Brady. I think that front is going to shut the run game down, and I think you're going to see Aaron Donald in the backfield a bunch of times, even though the Patriots line is playing pretty well. Thanks a lot for your call, Mark. I hope we can revisit these prop bets and see if that was a good one next week. Let's go back out to the phone lines. We got Sam out in New Bethlehem. What's up, Sam?
Hey, how you doing, Richie?
Good. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. Hey, listen, I just wanted to compliment you on your astute picking the Rams.
Oh, okay. Why?
I'm going to tell you why. First, in big games, the public is usually wrong. And once it gets up over 60% one way or the other, it usually goes the other way. Also, people have a tendency to bet a game based on a previous game. And there's no comparison between the Rams' defense and Kansas City's. The Rams is much better.
Yeah.
And for as much as a genius as Belichick is, let's face it, they got lucky in a couple of those Super Bowl games, with Seattle and with Atlanta. So I don't think the coaching difference will be all that great in a game. So I'd just like to hear your thoughts on
Yeah,
that.
I'd imagine he's going to make Goff beat him, right? Isn't that what you think?
Yes.
He's going to try to shut down Gurley, who I think might be motivated after the game he had in the NFC title game. But, you could say, to play devil's advocate, you could say, hey, the Saints should be here instead of the Rams. But I think both of those teams would beat the Patriots. I just have a good feeling. The eye test, I look at some of the stats, I look at the defense. I understand that Brady is far more superior than Goff, and maybe this is too big of a stage for him. But, if he gets into a rhythm and you don't rely so much on him, and maybe Gurley does break a few runs, and they get a lead early, I like this team. I like the Rams to win this game.
Well, Goff made some big throws in that second half.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, you're right. To get him back in it.
What's up with Gurley? Was he hurt or just?
No, he said he wasn't hurt. Who knows? I mean, sometimes they keep things under wraps, but he said he wasn't hurt. He said he just didn't have it. So that was basically that was what happened after the game, and they rode C.J. Anderson. I think definitely there's no question Gurley's going to get the majority. He's going to, he had that fumble early on, and they just kind of went with another guy and they just rode the hot hand. I think that's maybe what happened, but maybe he was dealing with some kind of injury that we don't know about that will come out after the Super Bowl if he does have an injury. But I do like the Rams, and I do like your thinking because the public is mostly wrong. And when the majority of the public goes on the Patriots, because that's the hot pick, Tom Brady, the GOAT, everything, that's the hot pick. But now you'll start to see it coming the other way. But that's not what a couple people told me from Vegas. They think it's going to keep going up in favor of the Patriots. And I think that's because, either people love or hate the Patriots. And you have to bet. People are betting on the best player. That's what I think. But I think the best player in this game is Aaron Donald. All right, back out to the phone line. Let's go up to Bob in Indiana. What's up, Bob?
Hey, thanks for taking my call, Rich.
Thanks for calling.
Hey, with the blown call, the ref made weeks back. Do you think they're going to be every play, every missed call, even though they're going to be minor, are going to be watched heavily, by not only the fans, of course, but say there's a call, blatant call. Do you think one of the coaches are going to be carrying on because of that more so, than what happened?
You know what? I hope not, but to answer your question, what I think probably, yeah. I mean, more cameras in this game than any other game. I don't know if you saw earlier on the news on here on Pittsburgh CW, a little bit earlier, we ran a piece from the Super Bowl that said they have 115 cameras that can do more than what you've seen already on CBS, that they're unveiling special cameras that can zoom in on plays and maybe give you different angles. And more of that, and they want to get it right. But look, last week, 2 weeks ago, was a big black eye for the NFL and officiating. I'm sure they're stressing get it right. And, I don't think a call should be overturned if you can't see if it's right or wrong. You go with the call in the field. I understand replay is about getting it right, and I feel like they just keep getting it wrong when they go to replay. And I don't know about you, but sometimes it looks just see it in 30 seconds or 40 seconds. What other view are you going to get that you're going to see something different, like the whole Edelman thing? I don't understand why that was overturned, because there was no conclusive evidence that it did not hit his fingers. They're saying it did not, but it could have. I couldn't tell it did not conclusively. So, yeah, you're probably going to see, hopefully it's not another disaster like it was in championship weekend, but I think you're going to see them really look at plays to try to get things right, especially when they have control with the final 2 minutes of the half in the final. All right, I appreciate your call, Bob. Thanks for calling. Let's go out to Joe out in Sharpsburg. What's up, Joe?
Hey, how you doing, Rich?
Hey, thanks for calling, Joe.
Hey, I like the Rams pick, and I like Ricky Fowler and that waste management tour out in, what is that?
Yeah, TPC, Scottsdale. I played that course out there with the stadium hole, number 16.
Yeah, you see them, people are going nuts on
Yeah, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. Joe, because I think more tournaments should have holes like that, because that energizes golf. That brings out your average fan, and I think it would
Yeah,
it would
I
broaden.
Totally agree. Get the fans more into the game.
Yeah, other people might want to watch if you see someone yelling and screaming, and you hear all these loud screams while they're hitting.
Well, they're talking like they had 70,000, I think, last year. I think they're pushing for more this year.
Yeah, well, you can see it. They're all lined up, and I love what the players do. They hit their shot. It's only 123 yards today. Most guys are hitting gap wedge. That's what Ricky Fowler hit. And then he has a bag full of Puma gear that he signed, that he hands out all the way down there. And people are going nuts. They love it. That would get golf back on the map if more tournaments did something like that. Now, you'll never see that at the Masters. You'll never see that at the U.S. Open. But maybe start, moving these into some of these other ones. I don't even know. You know what other ones are out there. There's so many. They change their names every year. But the Farmers or whoever. Whatever tournament's coming up down the line, just start building stadiums around a hole so people can get energized and excited. I know the players like it. I would love to see it at every tournament, one at every one. All right, thanks a lot. I appreciate the call. We're going to take a break. Back with more of your phone calls, some of your tweets coming up next. Stay right there.